I am.
Good morning, everyone. It is 8 o'clock on the dot on this bright and far too early for me normally Saturday morning. Welcome to our Saturday edition of the Virtual Empowerment Weekend. My name is Brandon Kinsey, and I'll be your facilitator for this session. Let's go over a few very important housekeeping tips first. First, you are muted and will remain muted until the instructor asks me to unmute you or completes their presentation. Second, your videos are on. You may keep them on, but please remember you can be seen. And if you don't want us to see you, you should probably turn off your video this morning. At the end of this session, I will be pasting an evaluation link in the chat window. Please fill that out so that our speakers know how they did. Is everybody ready this morning? Okay, those of you whose cameras I see don't look quite awake. Okay, now I'm seeing some awake people. There we are. Erin Coley is a passionate teacher. She teaches theater, speech, debate, and life skills online now. But she used to teach in schools and in her performing arts theater, Standing Ovation Performing Arts. You may have seen her in commercials and corporate training videos. Erin is a member of 2 Toastmasters clubs, Palm Beach County, and she serves as president of Palm Beach Noon Toastmasters. She's completed the leadership development path and is now working on her mentorship path. Erin has a Bachelor's of Arts degree in English and a Master's of Education degree with a focus on curriculum and instruction. Most importantly, Erin is a mother to 4 amazing kids, ages 24, 22, 10, and 8, and a wife to an awesomely supportive and occasionally funny comedian husband, JR. Please help me welcome Erin Coley.
Thank you so much, Brandon, and thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for showing up at 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm actually a little shocked to see so many. I didn't think it was possible that 67 people would actually get up this early for my workshop. So chances are that you have some unmet goals. If you're willing to get up this early, either you have some unmet goals, or maybe you set a goal to get up at 8 in the morning to go to a Toastmasters workshop. Either way, thank you so much for coming. Now, it's possible that if you have unmet goals, that you probably are experiencing some kind of a discomfort from it. You think about that book that you've been saying you're going to write for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and you may, get this kind of uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. Or, it's possible that you feel even more painful around it, so much so that you don't even think about it, or you don't even want anything to do with it. Now, there's a reason why we haven't accomplished our goals. And I want you to take the idea of time out of the equation, because if you're anything like me, you've had a lot of time over the past few months. You've had a lot of time, and you don't have that excuse anymore. If you still haven't done the things that you've been wanting to, there's something else that's blocking you. So I'm going to talk to you about quite a few things today. And the first thing is that you are 42% more likely to accomplish your goals if you write them down. So first and foremost, please get something to write with. If you want to write on a Google Doc on your computer, that's fine, but otherwise have paper and pencil handy, because you will need those to be 42% more likely to accomplish whatever it is that you figure out today in this workshop. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to make sure that you can all see it and that you can still access your own document. So hopefully this is small enough that you can. Couple of other statistics I want to throw out there. So 80% of the population never set goals. In fact, I believe it's 83% is one of the statistics, although I don't know how they get exact statistics from that. And then 20% of the 20% that actually do, only 30% of those people reach their goals. And like I said, if 83% have no goals, 14% have goals in their head, and 3% are the ones who actually write it down. So please make sure that you write down the things that you come up with today. Now, one of the reasons why we probably don't accomplish our goals is because there are so many different things coming at us, telling us how to set goals and how to have the perfect goals and how to meet the perfect goals. And unfortunately, I feel like overwhelm shuts us down. When we have so many options, a lot of times we just shut them all down and decide, I can't do any of those. They're all just, there's too many choices. There's too many things I have to do. It feels overwhelming. And you tend to just not do any of them. Now, there's a lot of different things in common with all of these different goals, though. And some brilliant person, I don't think they even have a specific name. So there's so many different variations of this now. But there is the SMART goals strategy, or the SMART goals theory. And I think what this is somebody came up with all of the different theories of goal setting, and they took them and they put them all together. And they took those goals and they said, okay, what do these all have in common? What do these theories have in common? And they said, well, everybody agrees you have to have a specific goal. Everybody agrees, you should be able to measure that goal. Everyone agrees that that goal should be attainable. Everyone agrees that that goal needs to be relevant or realistic. And then everyone realizes that, you really do have to have it time bound. Now, more recently, there's been a SMART-er goals that have come out. Now, SMART-er goals includes the E and the R. And the E and the R have a lot of different possibilities of where they can fit in and what words you can choose for here. But the ones that I have chosen for this particular workshop is the E being emotional. I think that one of the biggest mistakes that we make as goal setters, as human beings, as Toastmasters who are always trying to improve ourselves, is that we tend to set goals that we feel are right, or we feel are important, or we feel that they're a good idea. But we don't necessarily set goals that we really, 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 really want, that we have an emotional attachment to. In fact, I want to do a little experiment with you today. I want you to go ahead and I want you to think about what you really, really, really want. Because I think that one of the biggest problems with people not meeting their goals is that they are not emotionally connected to it. They don't choose the right goals because they don't know. So for just a few seconds here, I want you guys to think about, what is it that you really want? Where do you see yourself? If you lived in a perfect world and everything went exactly the way you would want it to, where would you be in 5 years? What would your life look like? Where would you live? What would you be doing? How would you make money? Or would you have enough money that you wouldn't need to work? Think about it for just a minute. What is it that you really, really, really want? Please write this down. Write it down. There might be a few things. Write down, what is it that you really, really want? I wanted to break into song here, but it's too early and my voice will crack. Where would you see yourself in 5 years if everything went exactly the way you wanted it to? This is your chance to dream. Really dream. Anything is possible. Don't put a limit on this. Now I put my screen like this just so that you guys still have room on your screen to be able to see the other things. It doesn't cut off the words. I know that you can see this upcoming things coming up, but okay, so what is it that you really, really, really want? If you'd like, go ahead and put that in chat. You can either do it privately to me or you can send it to everyone. But go ahead and just send me what it is that you really want. I'd love to hear from some of you guys. What is it that you really, really want? Okay, I'm right there with you. That is one of my biggest dreams. Absolutely. Excellent. Kay says to travel the USA in an RV, financial security, to be in a position of influence in my organization, complete freedom, and every day is a beach. I love it. Rebecca, I'm not going to do that just because it cuts off the words on the screen if I share the whole screen. Live in our own home. Love it. Freedom. Leave a lasting legacy. Comfortable life. Financial freedom. Andrea, go further with that. What is a comfortable life? What would make your life comfortable? Co-create eco-villages for a unsustainable, healthier planet and community. Wow. Dr. Susan, that is very specific. I love it. Personal freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom financially? Freedom, go a little bit more in detail. Excellent. To be married, be able to travel 2 weeks a month. Oh, yes. Yes. Physical strength, travel the world, sustainable, financial abundance. Children are secure. More, yes. Yes. Even more detail. How are they secure? Safety, financial, go even more in depth with that. Good job in finance, completion of apartments, and to travel the world and be financially stable. See the world, impact lives. Wow, you guys are inspiring. Financial freedom, be financially secure, graduate with a master's degree, still performing. Yes, Diana. To be financially free. Maintain good health, travel more, downsize, excess stuff. Yes. Continue to be happy. Life is good. Yeah. When I teach writing classes, I actually tell people that the word good is banned. It's a banned word. You're not allowed to say the word good. Find a meatier word than that. Find a more emotional word. Still teaching, partying, good health, financially secure. Wow, fantastic. Priya, we're actually talking about what is it that you really want? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, so we're going to quickly go through the SMART goals because I think that the SMART goals are really important. But the E is what I really want you to focus on right now, the emotional connection. If your goals are not connected to the things that you really want, that you're emotionally connected with, that they make you jump out of bed in the morning, like this Toastmasters meeting, right? If they're not connected to that, you will not achieve them. You won't achieve them. I can't tell you how many years I have set the goal on January 1st that I'm going to exercise 3 days a week. And guess how long that lasts? Sometimes a week. Usually not even that long. Okay. It has to be connected to what you really want if you really want to meet your goals. All right, so let's go through the SMART goals. For those of you who either aren't familiar with them or for those of you who would like the refresher, because this is always a good refresher. Every time I go through them, something else lights up in my mind and I think about how important it is. Specific. Your goal has to be specific. As in, not just I will be healthier, but I will cut sugar out of my diet. I still haven't gotten that one. Or I will exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes each day. Okay, specific. Now, even more importantly, and this goes back to that E, and I'm going to keep connecting to that E, that emotional. Instead of just saying, I'm going to be healthier or I'm going to start exercising, Connect to the exercising exactly what it is that you really want. Why do you want to exercise? Why do you want to be healthier? It makes sense, and you hear a million times that you're supposed to want that. But even more importantly, let's connect it emotionally. Do you want to lose that extra 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or whatever, so that you can find your significant other or feel more confident to go out more often? Do you want to write a book because you want the accolades? Or is it because you want to leave a legacy for your children? So think specifically, what is your why? And make it specific. Next, make sure that it's measurable. Make sure it's measurable, as in, not I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes. I hate using that example because that is just the goal I've set every year since I was 12. Is it measurable? How will you know when you've actually reached your goal? This is my favorite meme here. Is it achievable? Is it achievable? Now, while your life goal might have been on the swing set, being able to actually flip 100% around that swing set, that is not necessarily achievable. In fact, it's quite impossible to do. Has anybody in here actually done that before? Has anybody actually spun all the way around? I know that I've tried. I know I've tried. Not in the last 10 years or so, but I definitely tried to do this. So is it in your power to accomplish it? I use an example. I have an amazing husband, but I tend to always be wanting him to do more around the house. I want him to contribute more and help more and things like that. But that's not in my control. That's not in my power. I can't change him. What I can do is I can change my expectations, or I can change the things I do. It's what is within your power. What goal is actually achievable for you? Next, is your goal relevant? Relevant. This connects with that E, because emotional. If it doesn't matter to you that you exercise 3 times a week, you will not exercise 3 times a week. I promise you. If you do not really want and know why you want whatever goal you want, you're not going to achieve it. It absolutely will not happen. I promise you it will not happen. So how is it relevant? It has to matter. The last of the SMART goals is that it's time-bound, that it's timely or time-bound. So this is putting the deadline on it. You have to have a deadline of exactly what it is you want to achieve and when are you going to get there. If you're going to lose 20 pounds, when are you going to do it? And then how are you going to do it? So get that deadline in there. Exactly what is the day that you are going to be able to look at it and say, done, I did it, I accomplished that goal. I know a lot of my goals keep just changing and modifying, and I get this feeling that sometimes I don't ever actually accomplish anything because I'm constantly changing, and I'm constantly changing and growing my goals, and not actually feeling that feeling of I did it, it's done. So time bound, make sure you have that deadline. Hey, like I told you, there are 2 more. And I actually used energizing or emotional. Does your goal energize you? Does it make you want to jump out of bed in the morning? Does it excite you? So there's a lot of E's that go along with this. Exciting, emotional, energizing. It needs to excite you. If it does not excite you, if it does not trigger an emotional connection, you absolutely will not do it. I promise you. And if you look at any of your goals that you've set in the past, chances are you absolutely or not emotionally connected to it. It did not energize you, did not excite you. Last, you need to have someone to report to. You need to be able to report to someone. And we can be our worst critics, we can be our own biggest critics, but we can also be a little bit lenient on ourselves. Like pressing that snooze button 6 times in the morning. We tend to be easy on ourselves sometimes. And if you don't have somebody else who's going to be tough on you, not somebody who loves and adores you and just thinks that you're just the sweetest thing in the world and it's fine, anything you do is good and great, but having somebody that actually is going to push you, that's going to say, look, you told me that this is what you wanted to accomplish. Did that change? Is there something that's different now? Do you no longer want this? So having an accountability person, having an accountability buddy or a partner is what really, really makes a big difference. So we're going to actually break into a breakout room here in a couple minutes. And when we break out into this breakout session, what we're going to do is I'm going to divide you randomly into groups of 2. You're going to be randomly divided into groups of 2. Now, this is now going to be your accountability buddy. This accountability buddy is someone who you are going to be responsible to check on. You're going to be responsible to account to this person and tell them where you're at. And in order for this to really, really work, you all have to be 100% committed to actually doing it, to actually contacting this person on a regular basis, putting it in your calendar and making it happen. So let's take a look at what you need to write down. So on that piece of paper, here are the things that I want you to write down. You might not have all this information, but once you get into your groups, you will actually be able to do this. You'll be able to finish filling this out. The first thing that I want you to do is these first 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 4 lines is what I want you to have accomplished before we actually go into the breakout rooms. The first thing is, what is it that you want? If you want to find your soulmate, which is, I believe, 60% of goals are typically regarding soulmates or partners. If that's what you want, write it down. And then take a look at the steps that are going to get you there. What is the first step that you have to take in order to do it? Now, for me, traveling is a really big thing for me. I have always wanted to travel the world. In fact, I would say that traveling the world is probably one of my biggest goals. But yet I have been driving around with my passport in my car, my passport application in my car for about 3 years now. And I have not yet actually made it to the passport office to submit my passport application. I don't know how difficult that might be right now, but to submit that passport application, I still have not done it. So for me, getting a passport is the first step to being able to travel the world. Getting a passport is absolutely my first step to achieving my bigger goal of being able to travel the world. So what is it I have to do in order to get a passport? Well, I've got to collect all the information, update it now since it's been in there for a while. I need to maybe even go get a different picture because I think I did get a picture at one point. I might need to get an updated one. I've probably aged a little bit. I need to make an appointment at a passport office, or I need to schedule a few hours that I have and go over and stand in line and wait to get it. Okay? These are all measurable steps that I can take. These are specific things that I can do. So the first step would be to get my passport. And then underneath that are even smaller things, smaller steps that need to happen to get there. One of my favorite TED Talks, I meant to write down the name of the guy. He actually said, you need to you know, this beautiful, beautiful painting or this beautiful picture. You may have seen this TED Talk is of Brad Pitt. You know, do you want to be able to draw like this? Well, all this is are little tiny squares. They're just these little tiny squares that all go together to create this big, gorgeous, amazing painting of Brad Pitt. I haven't seen a bad picture of Brad Pitt, but this picture of Brad Pitt, all it is just a bunch of little tiny, tiny lines, tiny squares that are different shades. And how can we break down what it is that we want, the big idea of what we want, into those smaller things that we can actually achieve today or next week or by Monday, by Friday? So choose what it is you want to happen. Write it down here in those first 4 dates. Give yourself a date. Make it specific. Use the words I will. Don't say I want. Don't say I would. Don't say I could. Use those strong words I will. Okay, if anybody has this ready, if you have that second line here, the first step to get what I want, I'm sorry, this third line, I will. I want to hear your goals. So you guys gave me your dreams. You gave me your dreams, and wow, these are amazing. Anybody want to share their goal? Go ahead and share it. I will what? What do you have so far? Priya asked, what do we do to make a goal energizing? I think it goes the other way. Priya, I think it's actually choose a goal that is energizing. This goes to the idea of if you don't really want it, it's not going to give you energy. It's not going to excite you. Jacqueline, I love it. Be more specific. More specific. Love it. Diana, excellent goal. I will practice piano and sing 3 times each week for the next month. Excellent. I will lose 40 to 50 pounds by November 14th, 2020. And how will you do that? Break it down even further. Yuzan, break that down even further. I will support my club. Not measurable. Paul, not measurable. Give me something measurable. First step is to fill in the application form and have the picture signed by my priest. Nice. Okay, and that's for your goal, Daniela? Let me see. I'm going to scroll back here. Renew my passport. Yeah, I will do that. Good. I will have a YouTube channel. I love the caps. I will have a YouTube channel with interviews for the next 6 weeks. 25 interviews by 8/21, August 21st, 2020. Great time to do it too. You have a lot more access to people right now because people aren't going places as much. Nice. Good job putting a date on it. Thank you, Daniela. Excellent. I will make $5,000 a month in the next 3 months by starting my business and getting a job. And you know what that business is, right, Jean-Claude? I'm guessing you do. Not just any random business, but something specific. Excellent. Stanya, make sure that you put a date on there. Make it measurable. Okay, I will do what by when? Bachelor's degree in accounting. Awesome. Start looking for a full-time professional job as soon as I can relocate. Excellent. Wake up early morning. I will wake up early morning to every day starting Monday to meditate. Excellent. What time is early? Give yourself a time. Make it measurable. That's Priya. Make it measurable. I will become a certified records manager. Ooh, love it. Good job with the date. Excellent. And then once you get that, break it down even further. Give yourself steps. I will be the owner of a duplex by January 2020. Nice. January 2021, I hope. Deandra? Unless you're living in 2019, I think you mean 2021 here. Property listings, excellent. Nice, I like how you broke that down, Deandra, nice. Althea said, I'll create a travel nest egg of $5,000 by January 31st. Excellent. Excellent. I'll exercise 30 minutes or more, 3 times a day. Okay, Geraldine, that will only work if you have a really big why to it. Why do you want to accomplish that? Get specific, get your big why there. Figure out exactly why you want that. Why do you want to exercise? You probably already have that. That's excellent. Okay, branding company for small business. Nice. That's excellent, John Claude. See John Claude if you want to if you need branding. He's doing a branding company. I will reduce my debt and increase my income over the 12 months to achieve. Okay, Marilyn, more specific. How much will you reduce your debt by and how much will you increase your income by? Be specific, put a number on it, make it measurable. Lose 30 pounds, excellent. 4 a.m., woo, Priya, you are brave. Oh my goodness, 6 a.m. almost killed me this morning. Excellent. Daniela already has an accountability partner. That's fantastic. It's not bad to have more than one accountability partner. Okay, so you guys have some awesome stuff here. There's like 21 more messages that I haven't gotten to, but I love these. Good, more specific, Jacqueline. Nice, excellent. Okay, so our next step is to divide into groups and work with an accountability partner. I want to give you about 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes, to work with your accountability partner and to choose when are you going to report to each other and how often. So how often and at what point are you going to report first? If you want to meet weekly or talk weekly or check in weekly, how are you going to do that? Are you going to do it by text, by email, by phone, by Zoom? How are you going to meet? And when will your first meeting be? Put it on your calendar right now. When you meet with your accountability partner, choose the date that you're actually going to report to each other, the date and the time. Put it on your calendar so it will happen. If it is not on your calendar, I promise you it will not happen. In fact, almost everything that I've ever wanted, it does not happen until it's on my calendar. Especially if it's meeting with somebody specific or making, even if we set a date and that date isn't definite and we don't know for sure that it's going to work, if it's on the calendar, we know we need to reschedule it at least. Okay, so these are the things we need to do. Here's the information that you need to get. Okay, so from your accountability partner, I want you to exchange what it is that you really want. Sometimes it's easier to do this with somebody that you don't know. So hopefully you'll get put with somebody you don't know that's going to push you. Tell them your SMART goal. Word it in a way that is measurable, that is attainable, that is timely, it has a deadline. Okay, give them all of that. And please, please, please check each other. If somebody's goal sounds really pretty and nice, but it's not SMART, tell them what it is that's missing. The best way to learn anything is to teach it. It's the reason why I love to teach, because I feel like I'm always learning. Next, how often will you report? Are you going to check in on each other every week? If so, what day of the week and when will be the first time that you will meet? And then, of course, you have to exchange your contact information. Hopefully everyone feels comfortable with this. We got good people in here. And I've yet to meet a bad Toastmaster. So, all right. So Brandon, you're going to randomly be put into a room with someone, and hopefully that person turns on their camera and they're not asleep. And let's go ahead and meet with our accountability buddies for about 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to be put in a room with somebody, and I want somebody that's going to really be rough on me, okay? I don't want anybody that's going to be like, oh, it's okay that you didn't do that this week. I understand. You've been busy. No, I want you to be tough on this person. I have too many people in my life that say, oh, it's okay. I understand. I don't want anybody like that. I want somebody who's going to say, no, get off your butt and do it. today? Is it going to happen today? All right, Brandon, are we ready to do our breakout sessions? Yes? Awesome. Okay, so you will be invited to a breakout room. When you get to that breakout room, even if you haven't done your hair, please turn on your camera and talk to that person. All right, go ahead and join your group.
If you are still in the room, please note you've got an invitation to join a room, a breakout session. Please be sure you click on that link. If you don't see that link, you should see a button to join a room.
Awesome, thank you. Phyllis says nobody came to her room, so I'm hoping that she had a really wonderful conversation and really wrote out those things on her own. Excellent. All right, how's everybody feeling?
Great.
Wonderful.
Great.
And do you feel like you have something that you can actually accomplish?
Yes.
It looks like we have an actionable plan.
Fantastic. And now remember, this person that you were with you may or may not have known them. I did not know the person that I had, Esther. Thank you so much. Which actually gives her a little bit more freedom to be tough on me, because she doesn't necessarily love me. She might like me, but she doesn't necessarily not want to hurt my feelings. And I want Esther to hurt my feelings. I want Esther to say, is this what you really want? Is traveling what you really, really, really want? And if so, why did you not do what you're going to do, or what you said you were going to do? So the things that keep us from being able to accomplish our goals are, number one, that we didn't set the right goals. Number two, we didn't make a clear plan. And number three, we weren't held accountable to that plan. So I challenge you all to do that, to really, really have somebody that's going to push you and to really hold them to account as well. I love this meme here. You picture yourself accomplishing what it is that you want to do, as finishing the finish line, running through that finish line and just being so happy and like you're just there, everything's done, I got there. But in reality, you should be exhausted. It takes work. Mel Robbins is one of my favorite speakers because she's that no-nonsense speaker, and she has the rule. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. I'm sorry, I have to share again. I forgot. Here, I'm showing you these memes and you can't see them. Thank you. So this particular meme just makes me smile because it's true. It's true. When you accomplish your goals, you should be tired. You should be exhausted. It's not an easy thing to do. Now, Mel Robbins says, the fact is, you're never, ever going to feel like it. You're never going to feel like waking up earlier. It's never, ever going to feel good to take that first step. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take dedication, motivation, and lighting a fire under your own butt. So just do it. Just get out there and take the first step, because a really, really crappy first draft is better than no draft at all. You have to do something in order to get to where you really want to be. If you don't, you're going to end up in the same place next year, having not accomplished the things that you want to. And I don't know about you, but when I'm on my deathbed, I certainly don't want to be thinking about the things that I didn't do. I want to be thinking about the things that I did do. So thank you so much, everyone, for getting up this early. This is so many more people than I expected to show up this early, and I'm really grateful to you for doing that. And I hope that you can really push your accountability partner. Push them the way that you want to be pushed. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I look forward to meeting you all in person someday, as soon as we can. Thank you.
Evan, 1 second.
Yes.
Sorry, you didn't share that screen before, but what are the 3 reasons why we failed? I was noting it down and I lost it.
Yeah, I have to
3
remember them.
No.
Number 1, you didn't have strong enough goals. Your goals, you didn't want them enough. Number 2, you didn't have the steps. You didn't have the action plan steps. I had this written down somewhere and I can't find it. Your action plan steps were not clear. You didn't have the clear steps to get there. And number 3, you weren't held accountable. I should have made a screen for that, then I wouldn't have forgotten them. So, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you coming. And I wish you all the best of luck in accomplishing your goals. Just know that you have the power to do it.
Thank you, Erin. Let's give our presenter a big round of applause this early morning. District 47 and its members appreciate your time and service today. I have pasted our evaluation link in the chat window. Please complete it now or at any point in the next 24 hours so our speakers can get some feedback. The link I posted is rapidly disappearing up the lists as everyone says thank you to Erin. Make sure to grab that before it disappears. Our next session is, where'd my schedule go? Here it is. Our next session is 13 Ways to be Joyful in Everything with Nina Obier at 9 o'clock. You get 11 minutes. Get up, stretch your legs, maybe find that second cup of coffee, and we'll see you all back here at 9 o'clock.